gonna wait 30 seconds or so.
Can't wait for this to get
A
underway.
tapear un poquillo el setup,
Rapasa
¿no?
is here tonight, of course, in his trusty RB. But the question is, who is going to be
Vale,
the
está
first
bien.
driver out on to the
Oh
circuit?
man,
This now
shit.
nervous wait to be the first driver out. There is a Ferrari and an Aston Martin I saw leaving the pit box. And
Oh
actually, no,
my
it's going to
god.
be an Alpine. I
Holy fuck.
think of
Vale, esto lo
Gabor
cambié yo.
that's going
That
to be
feels
first.
weird
It's actually going to be
after
Lorenzo
driving
Masson, who is going to be the
another
first
track.
driver out
There is no
on the
grip.
circuit. He'll be the first
Holy
driver
fuck, man.
to start a lap time in this qualifying session. Of course, a very long lap indeed. A 1 minute 40 around this circuit is around about the intended
Okay,
lap
let's
time
go out.
for the drivers to be setting. So, of course, a bit like Spa,
This will
where
be
you're into
worse
those
than
1 minute
Monaco.
40s, and to
Oh
do
my
that
god.
around a street circuit as well, Corey, to have such
Probably.
long laps over about 26 laps, so it's
As
such
long
a
as I
long
don't crash
time
in my
racing
outlap,
around
I'm
here.
fine.
A lot of mental fatigue comes into play later
I
in the
did.
race, so could
I'm
that be
joking.
something we see,
Holy,
especially
oh
into
my
that
god, the
middle
castle
sector,
section is so
maybe plague some of
oversteery.
these drivers?
Of course, like you said, mental fatigue, getting to your lap after lap, corner after corner.
I
You're
have
constantly
no clue where to
navigating
brake
this circuit, trying
as
to
well.
hit the corners, trying to stay on the push. It certainly
Carson,
takes
is
its
this
toll on you
C3
as a
C5
driver,
or
both physically
Yeah.
and
C2 C4?
mentally.
C3 to
Of course,
C5.
wheel drivers with all that force feedback, trying to feel exactly
Where do I
what
put
the car
ERS
is
at the
doing at
start
all
of the lap?
times. It does take
Like
its
before
toll
the
on you.
straight.
No, not in the main
It
one.
certainly does.
Start
This circuit
after
turn
turn
two.
takes a toll on you, even if it's a 5-lap race, because you
I
are
don't put
constantly
ERS till turn
having
2.
to navigate
No,
these corners.
I
So
mean,
for Renz
don't just
Tomasin,
overtake
he's
until
now
No, no,
coming out
I'm
of the
saying
final
mediums.
corner, that little
Like
section.
medium.
Okay,
Where
now
do I
medium, now
That
medium, now.
main straight up, and it'll be
And
opening
now
up
hot
the
lap.
DRS, and we'll be setting the first qualifying lap here in Baku. So DRS open now. He turns that battery up to
That
hot
was
lap.
way too early.
See the first push lap around this circuit. So braking 100 meters
I don't
down
know,
to
bro.
third gear, clip that inside apex curve, run the car
No,
all the
but
way
I'm
out wide.
talking
Nice
about
and
the
top gear
breaking
from
point.
Renz as he then
Oh.
heads into turn 2, braking between that gap in the wall down to third gear. Lovely amount of apex curve taken from Tomasin as he now opens up the DRS for the second time on this lap as we make the run all the way down to turn 3. Another 90-degree left-hander braking at 100 meters down to third gear. Run it to that outside wall. You then flick it straight back over to the left for turn 4. It's a little bump in the middle of the apex. That does give you a lot of natural understeer, but Tomasin is able to hold it nicely. 34.2 in that first sector. So let's see how that would stack up later on in the session compared to everybody else as we now enter this middle sector down into turn 7. This is where you get to the tricky castle section. Make sure you hit your braking point perfectly. Don't want to go a little bit too wide, and that's nicely done from Tomasin. Proper threading the needle through there. Maybe a little bit too much apex curb through 12 as we now enter the double left-hander, and this then into a crucial braking zone. Late on the brakes, try not to lock up that inside front. And for Tomasin, he's managed to navigate it well. The Alpine now heading down the hill into the final braking zone of the circuit. Through turn 18, he will go. Lovely amount of apex curb as well through there. Maybe going to affect his momentum ever so slightly through this little S section as he now heads down this main straight. Going to use every last bit of battery he has in the tank. Of course, we'll open up DRS halfway down this straight. DRS open now. It's all about this run to the line. A little bit of a wider line compared to keeping it tight to the inside. Tomasin with the benchmark. It's a 37.496. And the next driver coming across the line is Leoto, and he's just under a second behind. Really great lap here from Tomasin so far.
Oh, beautiful lap from Tomasin. You see Top Air just getting behind into them 37s, but Larry Toolkit very, very close behind Top Air there. Top Air second running in the championship so far, getting the glorious P2 from Monaco, but a new pole position time from Danny Van Ruijten there. It's a 37.13 tenths clear of Renz Tomasin. When you thought Renz Tomasin was doing a beautiful lap, here comes Van Ruijten to jump the table
probably gonna
by
be
quite a margin.
2 seconds of the pace.
Yeah, brilliant lap time
What's
there
the
from
pole lap?
Danny Van
37.19.
Ruijten. That was Gabor heading up
I'm
Oh
into
my
10th place.
Seconds,
Who else is on?
37.5.
This has invalidated. Justin is in the middle sector. Here comes Diego Zorza
Bro.
up to the line in the Aston Martin. He goes
Who was it?
in to 6th
The
place.
pole?
Danny Van Ruijten.
37.883. And the glorious thing about these mystery circuits is it allows other drivers to shine. Of course, many drivers not maybe are practicing around this circuit. It's got
Do you know if the Red Bull behind is on a lap?
from the kick Sauber on a 37.8 as well. And that really does put into play a little bit of a surprise element into this one, and does catch some drivers off guard. If you haven't done a circuit on this
He might be.
game,
He's not
if
on
you
an
don't
out
really
lap.
know how the setups
Out lap.
work, or
Yeah,
even
he's
how
up. No,
to
he
take
is.
some of
He's
the
on a
calls,
lap.
with this
Okay.
new regulation of car, they will struggle in this session. That could be what we're seeing from the likes of Lieto, Joel
Pit limit
Marquardt,
is
and
at
also
80.
Gabor, Esti, and Lund,
Okay.
is that they're struggling because they've not done this circuit before. They're still trying to find their feet as Justin goes up into 10th. And that could really be the real make or break throughout the whole season. That could derail a championship challenge in the span of 2 rounds.
Oh, it certainly could. It's all about
How much can you
maintaining
cut
the push, maintaining
the penultimate
fight,
corner?
being able to learn
Like
how
the last
cars
in sector
handle.
2.
Can you stay with the current setups? Can you find that
I think this is the only track I haven't done yet, bro.
suspension a little bit, find
Apart
that
from
extra
Portugal.
time. It's all about
I don't
understanding
have
the
a
way these
clue
cars work and the mechanical
how it's
grip
driven.
behind them. Rihad Spragus, I thought, would be doing a lap. He's not. He's going very, very slowly. So that invalidation, he still crossed the line to see what kind of pace he was setting, and now comes back around slowly
out.
back to the pits. Everybody else
Yeah, I'm
setting
not risking
their
it.
times.
2:10
my
sector
God.
1.
No one has crashed yet, by the way.
5:10.
I nearly crashed in the pit lane.
Will jump on board with one of the Ferraris.
1:10
It
plus
will be
sector.
Leo Lund who comes down towards turn 16, sector 3. You see weaving there, desperately trying to generate all the tyre temperature needed to
You're
get
12th
on
in the
push
speed
and
trap.
find those tenths, those hundredths, those thousandths of a second that could make all the difference.
I'm probably
from
like
pole
last.
position to being falling out of the top 10.
What
Qualifying
car are
is
you in?
mighty close here in Tier 2. You've seen it before.
Aston
You
Martin.
can see how Van Ruyten is just leading by 3/10. But
Where's the
surely
speed trap,
another
though?
driver can
I don't
find
know.
those
The last
3/10
straight.
as we're on board.
Yeah, you're
With Leo
16th
Lund powering
in the
down
speed
towards turn 1. Very tricky to get around that 90-degree left-hander.
Okay, I'm
3
back.
turns, all 90 degrees. Slow that car down, fire it round to the left. As he does so, now will be aided with that DRS to increase that acceleration on the exit
What in
of
the
turn
lap
2.
time
Flat
for
to the
Danny?
floor, all the way down towards turn 3. He's doing very
Danny
well in
Moreno.
this first part of his
La
lap.
cabra.
61
¿Cómo
can
estás,
prove
Danny,
to be
tío?
tricky here in Azerbaijan.
Aquí en
but
WOR.
he's dealing with it well as
Eh,
he gets on towards turn 4. See the back
Les
end
han
there,
puesto
kicking,
Baku, tío. Es
sliding, throwing
misterio, o
the
sea, nadie lo
car,
sabe, es una ruleta.
absolutely.
La
Needs
primera
to
ronda tocó
channel
Mónaco
transfer all that
y
way
ahora
to
toca Baku, tío. O sea,
34.3 in his
parece...
first sector, and now gets the push on
Me están
from
grabbing,
second
tío.
sector. Here we said this is
No va a
where you
ser
can
ya.
short the pressure, you can get that fatigue later on, lap after lap, where you really
Ya que
need to
salir en
feel the way
carrera
the car is
tú
handling, especially
no va a tener
as you fire
sentido.
up through
Mientras no me
Castle,
coma
very,
yo
very close to
el
the
muro
wall of turn 8
del
though, which has
castillo.
collected a Ferrari once before of Charles Leclerc,
Sí,
but it does
hombre.
not collect Leo Lund
Qué
here
grande
today.
el Jorge.
Power on
Muchas
to now
gracias,
to
tío.
finish
Por la
his
raid.
second
Menos mal que lo he visto
sector.
ahora que acaba de
Looking
salir de
very, very
boxes.
fast, very racy, very pacey
No,
is
no,
the
vaya
Ferrari
vaya
driver.
rechita
Could this
llevamos.
be
Qué
a new
grande.
pole time to beat?
Tengo aquí un Word, chavales. Por tier 2. Segunda carrera de la temporada, quedé cuarto de la anterior. O eso creo. Y venimos aquí sin practicar como todo el mundo porque es una ruleta y nadie sabe qué circuito va a salir. Keanu, are you on a lap?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was muted, sorry.
Position time of 37.067, a brilliant lap time from the prancing horse. Where does his teammate Zalambida go? He's got the DRS open now as he heads up to the line. Zalambida, can he beat his teammate? No, he only goes 10th fastest, nearly a second off Leo Lund. That just shows how great of a lap it was. Jerry Van Bussel is now on a lap. Can he hustle his way to the top of the times? It's purple apparently in the middle sector for the Silver Arrow as he heads through turns 18 and 19 as he's heading through 20 now. We're going to see what Jerry is going to be able to do. He's the only other driver not to set a lap time other than Ryan Grob. So here we come then, Van Bussel up to the line. What's it going to be? It's good enough for 7th place, a 37.771. Many drivers in the 0.8, 0.9, 0.7 region here, Corey. Just lacking those few extra attempts so far in this opening stage of qualifying to really get to the front of the field and attack the likes of Thomas and Ruijten and Leo Lund.
I know if you look from top here all the way down to Leroy Brown, it's only 3/10, but they're just struggling to break into, like you say, Luca Rapassa's 0.5, Ren's 0.4, Danny Van Ruyten's 0.1, or even get down to that flat 37 of Leo Lund. They're just couple of corners, but with 20 turns through this treacherous street track, it's very easy to make those mistakes.
Keanu, I'm on a lap behind you.
It certainly is. Luca Rapassa now on a lap time in the middle sector split. He's actually up by a tenth of a second as Liam Stevens now puts himself onto the second row of the grid. Tomasson then instantly improves to debunk the Red Bull driver. Ken Rapassa now gets onto the second row of the grid. So as the V-Carb heads his way down that main straight, it'll be DRS open. We're going to see that tight line to the pit lane wall. Is he going to come into the pit lane, actually? Yes, he is. Rapassa not happy with that lap, aborting it and coming in for a fresh set of boots. Who is going to be the next driver to come across the line? It looks like it is going to be the Alpine of Gabor, who actually elects to dive into the pit lane as well. We've then got Keaton Luck coming into the pit lane. So as Danny Van Rooten actually goes fastest now with a 37.059, he's just gone about 100th.
Pechada la última curva.
That just shows how little time Van Rooten and Lund have left in their laps.
Bottle the last corner.
Now moving himself up into third place with a 37.1.
Will be,
So the times
I think,
are
up there.
tumbling. The track is certainly improving.
Fifth.
And it's certainly
oh no, I ran out.
like a shootout between the top 5 drivers in this
I lost 1
so
tenth
far,
because I ran out.
Still plenty of time
I ran out like
and Diego's also now coming
sixth,
up
I think.
He's
like
up by half a second in the middle sector. Let's see what the Aston Martin's able to do. He shoots himself.
I went off in
drivers
ERS like
starting to
5
find their
seconds
feet around
before
this
this,
circuit here, Corey.
the like
A
middle
couple drivers
of the
still
street.
struggling to find their pace, get their
What?
footing right. Some drivers
What
looking
are the
to
last?
get that little bit closer to
Points
pole, but
one?
still falling far behind.
Huh?
And then Danny Van Rooten to jump ahead. It's only by 8 thousandths of a second, but it's the fine margins that
Diego,
matter.
you were fastest
Those
in the first
thousandths
sector.
mean everything in qualifying to guarantee you that best start in the Grand Prix, you know, especially in Baku. You want to be away from everybody else, barreling down towards turn 1, turn 2, and even turn 3. Those corners get very, very tight when you're 2, 3 cars wide, all barreling down into them. It's going to be lap 1 chaos, or everybody's going to have to just run it nice and slowly, nice and smoothly. Take it easy on the opening lap. You don't want to damage your race before it's even begun. But for Van Rooten, he's certainly setting himself up with the best start, but his rival Leo Lund is currently coming out on the track.
Yeah, Leo Lund now heading out for his second attempt in qualifying. We'll see what the Scuderia Ferrari is going to be able to do. Of course, a bit off sync to the rest of the field. Could that maybe cause some problems at the end of this session? This really could be one of his last attempts in this qualifying session, actually. Leo Lund, by the time he finishes the lap, will be around about the 3-minute mark, and will need to really hustle his car back into pit lane. So here we go then, with the Scuderia Ferrari using all of its horsepower to gallop down the main straight here in Baku. Of course, see the Azerbaijan flag in that top right-hand corner, braking at 100 meters, getting the car down to 4th gear. A little bit wide from the first quarter apex there. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Lund back out in this lap, but it's very nicely done through turn 2. Actually seemed a bit more planted through turn 2 this time from the Scuderia Ferrari, as we then head down into turn 3, braking at that 100-meter board, down to 3rd gear, nicely hitting that apex, drifting that car all the way out wide as we now head into turn 4. Let's have a look at this first sector split. Did he lose any time at turn 1 as he crosses this first sector split now? No, he's up by half a tenth in that first sector. Could we see our first driver dip into the 1-minute 36s, and could that be the gauntlet thrown down from Leo Lund? So heading into the castle section now, into 4th gear, flick it through the lefts and the rights. He wasn't as close to
If
the
I had
outside
time,
wall
but
this
I
time
don't.
around as he was last lap, so that's probably found him at least a few hundredths of a second. So now heading through the double left-hander as he heads into turn 15, needs to point this braking zone out perfectly if he wants to find any more time in this lap. And look at that, look at the commitment. The car is on rails at the moment for Leo Lund. He's up by nearly 4/10 of a second. Leo Lund, what a lap time this can be. He's left it late. He's left stuff on the plate as well. Is Leo Lund going to throw down an absolute statement? A catch me if you can statement, that is, from Leo Lund. If he's able to pull this one off, DRS open as he heads to the line. This surely could be your pole position lap time. He has crossed the line to snatch back provisional pole. Luca Rapassa, but for Leo Lund, a 36.707. Is that the pole position lap before the final runs have even begun? But Luca Rapassa showing that some drivers do still have more to play for, so can Van Rooten fight back with a heavyweight blow.
Oh, what a lap. Leo Lund, take a bow. You drove that to perfection. Getting yourself into the 36.7s, beating Rapassa, who was trailing behind, looking to try and follow that line and gain that time. Just could not pull it out of the bag. A 10.5 split, just under between those two drivers. But for Van Rooten, he's yet to exit.
I was muted because I had to talk a bit of Spanish
to challenge back against Leo Lund.
My
He seemed
viewers.
like he had the pace on his second run, but the final run is yet to happen for Van Rooten. His teammate, however, sitting up on that front row. Here he comes out of the pit lane onto the track, leaving it to the last possible second. That is what matters with the track evolution. It could play in his favour, or it could all be disaster, not having that time in the bag just in case of an invalidation, but he's certainly feeling confident. We're currently on board with Daniel Gottschalk, who will lead us off with the final lot of runs. Or with JST even into turn 1.
So, Jay currently sitting in 9th place, a 37.6. We'll need to find a whole second over the course of this lap to get even on to the front row of this grid here in qualifying. So, heading down into turn 3. Nicely done so far from the McLaren. Taps that wall on the right hand side. That's not going to affect his run too much. So he heads through turn 4. Third sector split here from SD. What we're going to see from him, he's up by 0.03 of a second. Not enough to improve him a place so far as he heads through turn 6, taking a little bit of apex curb. That's just going to drift the car out a little bit too wide. So we now head into turn 7. A lot of rear locking into there. Of course, you're trying to brake as late as you possibly dare through this section, through the middle sector of this circuit. So we now head through the lefts and right. Through turn 12 we go. Is JSD going to be on for a good enough lap to at least try and promote him into those top 5 places? We'll need 4 attempts to do so over the course of this lap, taking a huge amount of curb, absolute rallycross style over the curb there into turn 15, and he's still up by only 0.03 of a second. Shows that much commitment. Not really much time found from it though, so as he heads through the lefts and the right down the main straight, is this going to be enough for JSD to promote himself at least up 1 place in front of Leroy Brown? So far, it has not looked likely, but with a monstrous run out of the final corner, is it going to be enough to do it as he crosses the line? Yes, he will. He just improves in front of Leroy Brown. Daniel Gottschalk now coming up to the line. He's up by nearly 0.4 of a second through the middle sector. Where does he go? He just pips JSD to that 8th place. What is Van Rooten doing on his lap? He's up by a 10th. Rihard Sprogis up by 0.3 of a second. Could we now see the Red Bull hit the front row of the grid? Yes, he can. He goes up into 2nd place. Renz Tomasson is down by 0.5 in the middle sector. Is there any time to find at the end? Yes, there is, a 10.5, but stays 5th fastest. Danny Van Rooten, what is he going to be doing in the middle sector? We have more drivers heading up to the line, but all eyes are on the V-carb. His teammate Luca Rapassa follow Leo Lund across the line with a 36.8. Van Rooten up by 2.5 tenths in the middle sector, but a little bit wide. Through turn 16 can affect his run all the way down the main straight. Tulki up into 4th place. But are we going to see Van Rooten snatch back that pole position and give that knockout blow to Leo Lund here in qualifying? Here comes the V-carb. DRS open. Will it be enough to beat the Ferrari as he crosses the line now? No, he stays 4. He goes 4th fastest, just pips the hat of Laurie Tulki, and it's Leo Lund who did a phenomenal lap in the middle part of qualifying.
Desde la P11 se pueden hacer
pole
cosas.
position this evening in Baku, and Rihard Sprogis just following in tow.
No pasa nada.
Rihard Sprogis
Total, se
coming
matar
at
todo
the
el
right
mundo.
time, managing to jump up
Importante
into
no matarme yo.
P2, managing to find the pieces of the lap needed to get onto that front row with Leo
de-
Lund. Leo Lund retiring from the session.
A ver, es que esta
after he set
gente lo
that
que pasa que
monstrous
hizo, creo que
36.7,
hizo
yet to be beaten
las series aquí.
700ths of a
Entonces alguno
second
práctica tiene.
quicker than Rihard Sprogis. But over the course of a Grand Prix,
Pero yo,
that can turn into
pero
quite a
vueltas.
gap if it's consistent lap after lap. Luca Rapace, your Monaco winner, only good enough for P3, where Van Ruyten, after a couple of issues in quali, lines up in P4. Larry Toolkit, Jerry Van Bussel, Rens Thomas and Tope, Joe Marquardt and Liam Stevens doing your top 10. Whoa, things are looking a little bit spicy in the mystery season. Could have another different winner here in Baku. But for now, we come back to the commentator's corner. And the camera's died once again.
So, let's do one full lap.
Back.
On softs.
Oh, it was gonna rain.
You died again.
There we go.
Do you know fuel?
No.
When you said
I can look. We have it in.
so that's
Yeah,
probably why
please.
I died for
Yes.
the second time.
Yes.
You're gonna leak this
There
out?
we go. We have Max back.
Maybe I have
on
it.
screen.
Wait, I can
think
check.
I do actually have the
If you hide it.
standings.
Let me look.
So let me just
Oh yeah, yeah.
this update
It's
for us
yeah, it's
and see
0.0 in cleaner.
who
I
is
got
what
it.
and who is WOR. I need to go through my
Vamos a hacer una última carrera.
quickly. Huzzah. Now, a quick little look at the standings while we get over our little lobby restart. As you know, it happens every session, and we get going for what will be a mighty fine Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But for now, Luca Rapace was the man to win out in
Ahora hay
Monaco.
restart
The top
y
eight taking second,
digamos en
Keanu
5 o 6
Leotard
minutos empezamos la carrera.
in third place. Although it was quite a
5
dramatic
minutes.
race to say the least, saw quite a lot of
Yep.
retirements in the pits after dramatic
Spanish.
controversial
Yeah.
moments, potential damages, and of
Un
course, we
poquito.
were able to use
Un
that
poquito.
hard comment to introduce some uncertainty within the
Yo
Grand
estudio
Prix.
español
As
en
you
mi
can see
escuela
here.
por 11 años.
Only been one round. There's still
11 años.
eight to go.
Madre mía.
So, I don't know. Still a lot of chances for some drivers to claw back up the field. Max, any idea who you think could be looking at fighting back here in season 20? In this season of unknown?
I mean, you've got to look at pole man for today, Leo Lund, 6th place. Last time out in Monaco. I mean, it's not the worst start, not the worst start to your season, but he can certainly maybe claw some points back over Rapace. But again, a brilliant qualifying from.
Lo bueno es que me hice un
Ricard. Of
setup
course, he was pole position last time out in Monaco.
que fuera bueno,
Now
bueno,
at third place on the grid
entre
here
comillas
in
bueno
Baku. He's
con el
liking these
desgaste.
straight tracks.
Porque
Is,
claro, los blandos aquí
Rapace.
caen
So
como piedras.
he's certainly someone to keep an eye out still though
Y los medios
in this
también.
Grand Prix. But yeah, certainly the likes of Lund, maybe to Masson as well. You could even throw in Riyad Sprogis, who's now starting on the front row of the grid, and Van Ruyten as well,
Al tope.
who's lining up 4th. He, of course, got a DNF last time out. Of course, the first round,
Oy, va.
at least then you have that safety net of the other few rounds left to go. At least he's got that DNF out of the way now for Van Ruyten, and he can have a
Where are we in the
consistent rest
standings?
of the season.
Last.
And if anything,
Oh no, we're
tracks
4th.
are a lot easier.
And Keanu's 3rd.
A lot easier than these opening 2 rounds of the season.
What do you mean?
What?
Oh yeah, in the championship.
Yeah. So his
Being
team is in
Yeah, we're
1st.
P3, P4.
Yeah, Van
Oh, we're
Ruyten,
leading the
Lund,
championship.
they're certainly drivers who can find
Yes.
their way back. And Sprogis
Let's
as well,
go.
into the championship, especially in this round.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna continue that
my
today,
eyes,
Keanu.
all eyes have got to be on Leo Lund, certainly setting the benchmark here in qualifying. You know, he didn't have that too
¿Dónde va
good of
este?
a run out in Monaco, like
Tope.
finishing 6th, but he's only the
Vamos
opening
por
round,
delante de
could
boxes.
still claw it back, could still fight back, and he's looking very, very quick here in Baku, to say the least. With Van Ruyten has got the
Like how
race,
everyone's doing all
does
that.
have the potential to fight back and challenge against Leo Lund. If he can get through the cars just ahead of him, qualifying P4 tonight, could certainly
practice the
open
pit
some
entry.
Okay,
uncertainty in
I got it
Grand
more or
Prix.
less.
Trying to get
Beautiful.
Oh wait, I'm gonna
into
practice
the
speed
line.
exit.
Well, I just did a little restart. Trying to mitigate
Practicing
my
everything.
issues.
Practicar todo.
I've had some
Bueno, no
Do
hemos
one
tenido
more
una
lap.
segunda
issues and
práctica.
was a bit paranoid, maybe a little
No,
bit
no, no.
over too after my
Is there a rule? Did they make a rule of how many laps you can do?
completely from it. 4 years.
No, but
So today's the first
they're
day
in
that
another
I'm
lobby,
working,
so they will
I'm
start
slightly
without me
paranoid.
probably.
Just keep checking things, so just bear with me on that. Don't want a
Okay.
repeat of streaming catastrophes.
Vamos a entrar a la sala.
We certainly do
laps.
not, but so far,
Yeah,
so
yes,
good.
the-
Touch wood, everything stays the same and everything stays all right, but I don't want to jinx anything in this stream, so hopefully everything stays all right. But yeah, now into what will be a very tricky race for these
Vale,
drivers.
estamos
Of
en la lobby.
course, we've touched on the fact that there's no hard
¿Por qué hay
tires in
restart?
this Grand Prix,
Porque
but around a circuit like Baku, where tire deck is quite high due to the nature and some of the sharpness of these corners, that it's really going to be painful, especially on that front right-hand tire, for even the softs to survive a good 4 or 5 laps at a good functioning condition.
Absolutely, you know, the soft tyres, especially around a street circuit like this one, it's going to flip on its head. It could go any way, shape or form. The medium's certainly going to be the favourable tyre, but I don't know if they're going to start on them. I would start on the softs personally. Get that stint out of the way and then focus on making those mediums work to your advantage. But the question is, when do you pit off those softs? You can see on the screen there the Season 20 calendar. All of it is a mystery, all up in the air of unknown. You will not find out the track until the stream goes live and we tell you what track it will be. Not even the commentators know the calendar to come. But we've crossed off Monaco and now we can cross off Baku. So we have Spain, Imola, Miami, Singapore, Qatar, Austria, Mexico, Abu Dhabi, Australia, Texas, Canada, Saudi Arabia, China and Italy. That could still come in the final 8 rounds to go. I say final, we've not even crossed the halfway point. But in the next 8 rounds to go, any of those tracks could be pulled out at random, and you shall find out on the day of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, we certainly shall, and that just makes everything that little bit more interesting. These drivers will be very raw on these circuits. They won't have those few hours before the Grand Prix each week to just practice. And
They figured you're going to be very raw on the circuit.
That could have been the downfall of some of these drivers today, especially Keanu, who has said he's never touched this circuit on this game. So that's probably why I explained his lack of pace in qualifying. But it's going to make it so that the championship is constantly evolving, of course. And crucially here, Corey, for someone maybe even like Luca Rapassa, yeah, he's had a strong qualifying and a strong race in Monaco and here in Baku now. If he follows it up with a strong race in Baku, even though he's done that, have 2 of his weaker circuits in the next 2 rounds, it could be level pegging once again for the championship.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more on that. These drivers will excel on certain tracks, and without knowing what track it is, you cannot practice beforehand. You know, it's tier 2. These drivers get laps and laps of practicing before a Grand Prix to make sure that they are on the top nerve for the Grand Prix. Every chance of victory could be theirs if they can maintain a pace. They do laps of practice beforehand, but with this mystery season, they just have to pick a track, guess which one it may be, start practicing and hope for the best, because you're just going in blind. And this could be the downfall of a lot of drivers. This is why it is a season of unknown. You may know some drivers to be good on certain tracks, and that may be their best chance of victory in this season.
What's your flag, Diego?
Yeah, it certainly could. And of course, the only circuit where they'll really have somewhat practice for is the final round of the season. Because of course, all the other tracks will be eliminated from contention.
What's your flag?
They'll be able to
Diego's on definitely.
There's more than 10 rounds in the track pool. Very silly there, but
que son tan complicadas.
Yeah, I just
que solo
almost fell asleep.
las puedes sacar.
And of course, only 10 rounds available.
Que algo más de 20 views.
Diego's hosting a podcast in there.
Even that final round, that could be a championship decider. And all it takes is that circuit to be pulled out wrong for one of the drivers in the championship.
Espérate, tengo que hacer, a ver si consigo hacer una raya, una previa,
Can this speed up?
That just adds that little bit more
So
jeopardy.
flipping long.
A little bit of a different circuit each week or each day. Just get a few laps around each track just to make
participación,
you
10 minutos y reapareció.
somewhat up to
Hello,
speed.
AMS Finn.
You just go in blind.
No, it's not a podcast, Carson. No, it's not a podcast, Carson.
You at least have a setup for each circuit and wait all the way.
Looks like it.
What flag is yours flag?
At 8 o'clock where we find out the circuit.
Which flag?
So
Cyprus.
it's going to be interesting.
Spaniard.
Oh, you're from that you're using in the game.
Absolutely interesting.
Yeah, it's just sort of
I am expecting a
like,
two-stop.
it's a
If
joke.
someone can pull off a one-stop,
I don't have anything
I'd be
related
thoroughly
with.
surprised.
I'm not
And if
related with
anything, just
Cyprus.
full props to him for being able to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just trying to be different.
The two-stop
Trying to be edgy.
strategy, you're losing at least 20
Los tier
seconds
PSG
on
de
pit
WOR
stop, especially
lo
here
reservan
in
para pilotos de
Baku.
esports.
You're going to lose another 20 on
A
that
ver,
second stop. That's 40
sí, lo
seconds
reservan para
lost
pilotos de esports. Es
at
decir, si
least
tú no perteneces
in
a
this
esports,
race, and
a
you
menos que
can't
ganes
run behind
F2,
tyres.
no vas
You
a subir a
cannot
F1.
extend that stint. It's out
Valen?
of the question.
Yes.
If you want time penalties,
Yeah,
you'll be
balance.
slapped with them unless you can. There are some like
Gracias.
loopholes with it. If you accidentally pit for hard, you've got to get straight back off, and you cannot complete a lap on that tire. You must box immediately, get off them to
O sea, yo en
avoid
carrera no
any
puedo echar.
further
What's the
penalties
fuel
or
around here?
potential issues
0.0
from
in
down
cleaner,
the
so
line.
I guess
But it's
0.0
everybody's
or
strategy
less.
has been thrown up in the air. We know the hard tire to be one of the
Okay,
favourable tires. A lot of drivers
30.000.
can certainly
Morris.
extend them and do that mileage on this game. This game cycle round, they've been a very dominant tire to be on, especially in the race. You can extend it long, jump onto a set of softs, and then push all the way to the end. And even under safety car strategies, you get an
11.
early safety car, you can go
Yeah.
hard all the way through to the end. But with that eliminated, what are you going to do now? That is the question.
Certainly is.
Why is
I
it
was
now
going to
in
start on the
the
odds,
race.
but
Look,
I
just waiting
think
for
it's
the
not the
drivers
best
to get on
idea.
their setups, get their strategies sorted,
You're getting
and
disqualified if you do that.
up. But that is
I think it's
the
What
question. Do you go
It's only a
track
for
10-second
then?
penalty a lap, I
the
think.
Soft.
soft tyre, stick
I'm
with
gonna
Soft?
do
less
softs.
fuel, and they should
Yeah,
be
we're doing
able to,
softs.
not wear and degrade as much later on in the Grand Prix? Or do you get them out the way early and make sure you focus on that
Good luck,
medium
Keanu.
or maybe two medium
Thank you.
stints in this Grand Prix? Or could we potentially see here, Corey, a soft, medium, soft? That would be a strategy I would be looking forward
some
to
Mercedes
if
on
we
mediums
do
ahead.
see it, because you could maybe extend those mediums for a few more laps. But at the minute, it does look like everybody's going on the softs, but we're about to get underway, so Corey, take us away for the lights.
The lights are lit, everybody's ready, the setups are complete, and it is go, go, go. The lights are in and we are away racing. Leo Lund getting a good getaway, but Riyad Sprogis is looking to have a little bit of a look side by side for Van Bruten and Larry Tulke as we come into turn one. Jerry Van Bussel looking to get a look on the inside there against Tomassen, but does have to back out of it into turn two. There's almost a three-wide moment between Justin Ertz at the back of the field there. That kicks Alba looking to try and push on through, but as we get through turn two easily, no DRS this lap will be enabled. Next lap, slight contact between Van Bussel and Rens.
Oh my god, I have
Tomassen
broken
coming
wing.
into turn three.
GG's.
Everybody's not making too many risky maneuvers, trying to get through cleanly.
Maybe it's not
They
that bad here.
cannot risk that wing damage, any damage here. Oh, and there it is. I see the carbon flying. Somebody's picked up some damage somewhere. Is that the Haas missing the front left end plate? I think it is. Ryan Grob got himself the one thing he did not want to happen, and it is missing that front left end plate.
Yes, he is, and there's been contact further up between Sprogis and Lund.
Oh my god, yes, it's
Sprogis
bad.
went for the move into turn 7, and there was contact
And
made
grab
between
also
the front,
damage
sent him into
in
a half
17.
But luckily for Sprogis, he's not picked up any damage.
It's
So he's
orange.
down into 6th place, but unfortunately
Almost.
there, for Ryan to pick up that front wing damage. I think someone else did as well. I saw a different front wing end plate fly off. I think it was one of the Aston Martin drivers who has missing an end plate too. Yes, it is. It's Keanu Liato, who has also picked up a front left end plate damage.
Do we have more top speed without a wing?
Yeah. 5th is on mediums, everyone else is on softs. 5th, 19th, and 20th on mediums.
More speed is gained and more chances of damage. But here we are back at the front of the field. It's Luca Rapassa versus Leo Lund for the race lead. And there goes Rapassa on the outside line, but Lund still throwing out the
Joel has
inside. The
60%.
Ferrari driver not letting this one go too easily. He's still looking to the inside, heading into turn 2. There's
I
some
think
slight
they're
contact made between them. Van Bussel
mostly
going
everyone
further back,
at lower
but still,
wings.
they drag side by side as here comes Van Bruyten as well. He's got the battery advantage.
Yeah,
over
everyone is
Leo Lund,
crazy
but
low
also the
wing.
DRS advantage
I
goes
feel
to
like
Luca Rapassa. The two V-carbs now going side by side.
They're
There's
crashing.
contact
The videos are getting a little
Sent
warm.
into a half slide. Maybe missing a bit of front wing end plate
Looks
as
like
well.
fucking
Here
planes
comes
in the
Rapassa,
street.
the two V-carbs still squabbling. There's contact made.
I
and
broke my
Lund
front
sits
wing.
back to the
36%.
How did
wall.
I
What
break
the
my wing?
fuck is this, man?
36%.
Carbon flying!
How's that 36%?
Tomassen, sorry. Topper and Tomassen now going side by side into turn 7.
I
and
didn't
8.
even
Who's
do it.
gonna come
I
out
didn't
on
even
top in this
touch
one?
him nearly.
Tomassen just lets Toppe through, and that was a brilliant battle at the front of the field. And Van Bruyten gets the race lead
I mean, I
away
think it's
from
fine.
Leo Lund.
Wow, action on
It
lap
was
2,
bad
all
in first
unfolding.
lap
The
and now
moment
it's
that
okay.
DRS was activated, it was being used. We saw some carbon flying while I shouted it out. Riyad Sprogis,
How
Oh
did
my
he get
God.
left end
damage
plate
from that?
gone. Just like Ryan Grob, he's going to struggle now for these first couple of laps. But then as the tyres start to degrade,
I mean,
he's
it
going to have
would
to
be
swap
worse
that
with
wing
Tyler.
out. They're going to burn away even more as he pushes
Way
the
worse.
grip to try and stay with that pack and stay within DRS. He can do it on the straights, but as we get into sector 2 towards
replace it?
Castle,
Should
he's going to start to struggle.
replace it for the in the pits or
Certainly is.
not?
That middle section is going to
No.
be absolutely painful for
Not for
Rihard
now.
Sprogis. Is now we go
A
down
guy
the main
body
straight
spitting.
once more.
If
Here
there's a
comes
safety car,
London, here
yeah.
comes Rapasa on
see.
Danny Van
Yeah,
Rooten.
probably.
But is anyone? Is Rapasa actually going to be able to
But
make
we're
the
not
move from
gonna
his
be
teammate? No,
the
he's
only
not. But
ones with
Lund
damage.
does take that race lead away from the pit
Garber
club.
pitted.
Gabor comes
Dabber.
into the pit
Oh,
lane
how
for
the
a point of
fuck are they
difference
so fast in the
there for
straights?
the Alpine.
I
So,
don't know.
now as we exit out of turn 2, Leo Lund managed to break about half a second between half a second between
Oh
him
my
and
God.
Danny Van Rooten as they head into turn 3, and he's managed to keep that lead with the DRS being a threat from
Holy
behind.
fuck, man.
Six
Madre
is
mía,
now
tú.
we get
Está
to the
peta.
tight and twisty middle sector. We'll see and keep an eye on Rihard Sprogis' progress with that front wing end plate
Oh,
damage.
I almost
How much
forgot. I
time
had
is
no
he
wing.
losing to Renz Tomasson in front of him? Luckily, they're all congesting up in front, and Leo Lund is actually really starting
Buah,
to
pensaba que
break
estaba en
away
nada y
here
no he ahorrado
over
nada.
Danny Van Rooten.
Porque está en
And
medio.
is this just showing that Leo Lund's qualifying pace is also very predominant in the Grand Prix as well? He's actually broken a second.
No, me van
The
a
Ferrari driver
reventar en
absolutely
recta ahora.
flying at the front of the field through this middle sector.
How are these so fast in
Oh,
the
Leo
straight?
Lund certainly finding the time that he could pull out in qualifying. Those tyres are fired up, ready to do the business. And he's almost broke a second, but that second has almost been pulled back. And it's gone again. Van Ruyten's throwing everything he can to stay
Pero va a
within that
dejar
second.
pasar
He
a
can't
este.
afford to lose DRS. He can't afford to be under pressure from his teammate behind. Van Bussel, top here. Tomasson, oh,
Si no me
close and
queda
within a
pila.
striking distance
No
with that DRS. It's a very long straight, and here comes Rapasa. Got the run down into sector 3 before he's even opened that rear wing. Van Ruyten has to concede it, but here comes Van Bussel as well with the DRS. He's going to make it easy. Leo Lund taking the fastest lap.
How
as
the
you
fuck is he
expect
braking so
for the
late?
second sector that he's
Mates!
just produced.
Oh my
And
God.
Van Ruyten's gone from P2 down to P4. Larry Toolkit bringing the business end to the Red Bull Rihard Sprogis. He's dropped down from P7 to P9. That wing damage is not doing him any favours, but you see Joe Marquardt, he's outside of that DRS as well. So we're going to have lots of battles here.
We certainly do. That train starting to split into two, and Leo Lund has now had that DRS, that 1 second margin.
Have they
slashed
lost the
in
DRS?
half as Leo
Yeah,
Passer is just
1.4.
over
Nice.
half a second behind. So as we head through this middle sector, let's quickly talk about your biggest gainers and biggest losers. Biggest losers are both Gabor and Riyad Sprogis, both down 7 places from where they started. Biggest gainer is Keevan Lutt. He's up into 14th.
Yeah, now we are so
At
slow.
the
What
back
the
of
fuck
the
is
grid.
happening?
So brilliant start for the Williams man
Oh
as well.
my
Van Bussel
gosh.
up 3 places on those
Fucking
mediums as well.
idiots.
He's really had a good start to this Grand Prix on that yellow walled tyre. Of course, not the faster tyre out of the red and the yellow walled tyre of the soft and the medium as Leo Lund actually tapped the wall there through turn 15. But Van Bussel showing he still has the pace
Softs are not
advantage
feeling
at this
very
stage
bad
of the
for
Grand
now.
Prix. So if he's able to convert this onto the soft
Only like
tyres,
4.1.
What did you say about the
Red Bull
wing?
tyres in the later stints.
We
And,
don't replace it?
possibly from Van Bussel,
I wouldn't.
a podium is
No.
certainly on the cards, and I want to know what's happened really to here as well here, Corey.
So unboxing.
Miles off the pace, and now under pressure from top A behind.
Oh fuck! Top speed is crazy there.
Could be potentially chaos. Oh, it's Marquardt in the pits. Is he swapping off those soft tyres so soon? Could this be, like you say, 5 laps?
I don't get it because, oh my god, I'm losing about 4 times every straight on Kedon and everyone.
Yeah, same.
4 laps completed for Marquardt on those.
And I'm using like all my ERS.
What wings are you on? Or you don't want to say in stream?
He does come out on
When-
the fresh medium
oh.
compound tyre. See, strategies are unknown. Strategies are unknown.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Marquardt onto the.
I mean, I don't care, it's not my
See what
setup,
he
but
is going to be able to do. They have shown some great pace so far.
I don't want to lick it, you know?
Not really the greatest for the likes of Brown or Bieder.
oh, I just got
to
to last lap and I got a warning.
what happens in this race. So, for Van Bussel, he's still all over the back
I'm
of
gonna
Luca
need to
Rapassa
start
as we're now
overtaking.
on lap
'Cause they're
5
losing
of
time.
26. As we now head through the left-hander
Yep, it's
of
1.7.
13 and
Nice.
14. We late in the break into 15.
I don't think we'll
So
catch
again, Van
unless
Bussel with a
Liam
big
gets
hit
ahead.
into the wall of that right-hand side
He's always
of
fast.
the car. So are we going to see Jerry Van Bussel promote himself?
Oh my
Look
god,
at
I hate this
brilliant
fucking race. I want to.
The Mercedes driver, the Silver
I
Arrow,
just want to
lining
leave
up his next victim.
Bubble
this
out.
league race, to be honest. I
Championship
hate
leader, the man
this
who won
fucking
last time out,
random
Luca
track.
Rapassa. So battery being used.
You love
It's not
Monaco.
Left-hand side.
even
And
funny,
Corey,
bro.
could he potentially get Leo Lund down this main straight as well?
Oh, he's going to
Just
try
wait
for
for
it. He's looking for
safety
the
car.
overspeed.
It's
I
the
just
hope.
don't know if he's close enough. He certainly is. He's going to die for it before we get to turn 1. That
go.
overspeed, dramatic, and almost went a little too late on the brakes. So he may have opened the door for Leo Lund and Rapassa to fight on back. They're getting dangerously close. The DRS will be open for the two behind. The Mercedes can be back under attack. Leo Lund's looking to push and try and get forward. He's going to have to defend against Rapassa, looking for an open door, but it's just not there yet as we get into turn 3. Richard Sprogis fighting away with his team or potential, just moving on through under DRS. Oh, it's getting spicy. Could we see the moves come now for pit stops?
How the fuck do they have ERS even if they use in the middle sector, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
On the
crazy.
soft compound attire. Van Bussel, of course, will stay out longer than everybody else. He will get undercut by the rest of the field, but still, he is going to be in a very good position when he comes out of the pit lane. So, here we go then. Van Bussel, is he going to be able to do anything to keep Leo Lund at bay down into turn 1? So, as Rapassa hits the brakes into turn 15, takes a big amount of the inside apex curb, does lose time to Leo Lund. So are we going to see Jerry Van Bussel keep his lead?
Fuck this, bro.
Snatch it away from his
I don't want to race this. So fucking not interesting.
Van Bussel's been able to find in
Ah.
the last middle and last sector, sorry. It's now up to 7/10 of a second. Are we going to see anybody pull the trigger though on this soft compound side to come into the pit lane? No, it doesn't seem so far at the front of the field, but someone who has is Liam Stevens. He's now into the pit lane on to a set of the is it the mediums or is it another set of the softs?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm changing the wing and
so the trigger has been pulled by one of the Red Bulls, but no one in this front queue of the train, all the way down to Renz to Masson. Are we going to see any of them in replying to Liam Stevens at the end of this lap?
Anything could happen.
Yeah, Richards is very slow.
The undercut potentially on the cards here, but can those mediums go the distance? Can they go all the way?
Good
You've
pit
still
now.
got 19 laps of racing to get through. So one stop, is it on the cards? I mean, they're pushing these softs as far as they can get them, really potentially putting them in puncher territory just to get those mediums to last. The one stop could still be on the cards. But it's all about how can you manage this soft stint now. We saw the moves early on, drivers really pushing, going for the overtakes, trying to get track positions.
They're not feeling too bad, the softs.
Yeah, the WOR is low.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's like 4.8 a lap.
Is going to be key. So, are we going to see anybody into the pits? Of course, this tyre management on these softs, they will be around about, I would say, the 40% mark at this stage of the race, of course. 6th lap on the softs around Baku does take a toll on the
They're like 1 second faster than you.
on a very
I'm gonna pull a slip.
So are we going to see anybody dart left into the pit lane? Rapassa is not going to. Anybody else going to follow?
How is he so fast in the straight?
Suit like Liam Stevens did a lap ago. He's actually come out behind Joel Marquardt, so the McLaren has got a decent undercut from this. He's about a second clear of the Red Bull. Also is able to get past Riyad Sprogis there for 7th place in this race. And now we've got Leroy Brown trying to fight his way past Laurie Torquay. Those medium tyres really starting to come into a form of their own. You can see that especially with Leroy now all over the back. The Haas driver, is he going to look for the move into turn 3? No, just not close enough. And everybody at the front of the field really in tyre conservation mode here.
oh my god.
Everyone just sitting behind, just letting Jerry Van Bussel lead them along and just do the business at the front of the field.
That's all they need to do. They just need to stay within that DRS In essence, Jerry Van Bussel is the one who's going to suffer a little bit more as these soft runners can stay behind him. He's going to have to go onto that soft compound at some point. The medium tyres are what he started on, whereas everybody else will have that fresh rubber, will have those fresh mediums to their advantage. And if they can stay within DRS and not losing time, staying within the fight of the lead, it's just doing them
Yeah, I think
the
I'm going to
world of
box.
good, extending that stint.
Yeah, it certainly is going to do them a world of good, just extending as much as they can, just trying to get as long as they can go on that medium tyre as well, and could potentially try to pull them into that one stop. That could be what Jerry Van Bussel was doing, maybe going on this medium tyre early. Of course, with less fuel, these soft tyres.
I think I'm just gonna stop F1 to be honest.
At the end stages of this Grand Prix, and that could be the reason why Jerry Van Bussel is now going to be in such a prime position to potentially take this Grand Prix. No one darting into the pit lane once more. Leroy Brown able to get past
too careful.
down the main straight. He's going to get past Riyad Sproggers as well as Zorzo comes into the pit lane, followed by Keaton Lutt as well. Leroy Brown on
Necesitamos
those mediums.
undercut,
You can just
chavales.
see the grip
Si
difference,
no, no
the
pillamos ni
purchase
coñados.
those medium tyres do give you over the softs in this Grand Prix at this stage of the race. 8-lap old mediums versus 8-lap old softs.
Carson?
DRS open for the Silver Arrow.
Who is this?
You've got to look to the inside into turn 3.
Kick?
Yes, he is. And there we go. A
Daniel?
nice and easy move late on the brakes.
Yeah, but how many
on
laps,
those
sorry?
medium tyres, not as worn out.
Tyre?
Leroy Brown moves himself up into
2 worse than you.
Crucially for him, a gap to the front.
Jay
of
has
24
2 worse as
seconds.
well.
But if everybody keeps congesting like they do at the front, you could maybe see that gap come down rather quickly.
Oh, 2, okay.
Yeah, if you just look,
I
you see the
understood.
pace difference
I
between
understood
the
a
front
few
runners
words.
on those sub-compounds. You can see the degradation. The
They're
gaps
3 laps
opening,
older
closing, opening,
than 3
closing.
laps.
There's almost a second break from Leo Lund.
Oh
but
fuck,
then
there
it
is a
just
car in
closes
front
back
of me.
up a little bit. The second sector certainly where Leo Lund's working his magic, and now Rapassa is losing that pace. Those softs have degraded. They are at the limit for Rapassa. Maybe the battery just isn't there for him, and he's now got his teammate breathing down his neck, and the likes of Top Air looking to take that position away. Rens Tomasen also within striking distance to jump ahead. This 4-car train now barreling down, coming through the final sector.
Yeah, man, it's 2 laps older than you.
All the way down towards turn 1.
JS3.
With the aid of Slipstream, it's a 4-car battle for P3. Luca Rapassa making it side by side. So does Top Air.
Fuck this
the
man, bro.
Is gone
Oh
for
my
Rapassa. He's
god.
dropping it down. Van
Oh, I
Bruggen's
wanted
through,
to go
Top Air's through.
fucking...
Rens
No,
Tomassen's
no,
through, and
safety
they're
car,
diving
yeah.
into the pits. Ooh,
Safety car just boxed.
interesting.
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to fucking put... how is it called? Clutch.
Sorry, that did come into the pit
And
lane.
there is none in this fucking game.
Safety car, so Rapassa now
Oh my
onto
god,
the
bro.
mediums. And actually,
What
look
is
at
this
the
guy doing?
undercut that Stevens and Marquardt have got here, Corey. Yes, they've got 3 to
Oh, I
5 lap
didn't even
older
get the
tyres,
RS.
and also Esti
Nice.
as well, who's actually split both
Oh my
Tope
god.
and Luca Rapassa in this one. This is so crucial for this Grand Prix. If the undercut is this powerful, where are the likes of Van Rooten, Tomasen, and Lund going to come out in all of this? Of course, Van Rooten is now 2.5 seconds behind Leo Lund due to Tope and also Rapassa coming into the pit lane, and Tope going very deep into turn 4.
You're right. I should have boxed 1 lap earlier.
McLaren of JSD.
Would be with
Yeah,
these
this is
3
now
ahead.
really going to put attention to the likes of Lund and Van Rooten as well in this Grand Prix. This is now crucial. They need to come in surely at the end of this lap.
Oh, and I
stay out
broke my wing at the exit
they
now.
can't do any more than
I
10
didn't.
laps on this tyre. Surely, if they go any
Joel
longer,
has damage
drop right down
in
into
10th.
that midfield. So we'll see as Leo Lund exits out that final corner. He's been able to keep with Jerry Van Bussel in this slipstream. Van Rooten really struggling on this tyre. Surely got to come into the pit lane because he's just hemorrhaging too much time at this stage of the race. So let's see what Lund does. Is he going to dart into the pit lane or
Has he
stay out
boxed?
one extra?
Oh, I got...
Surely will be
I have
Yes.
fucking damage. Let
Yes,
me
he has.
fucking leave
Stayed
this
out.
game.
Here we go as Tomasen and Van Rooten come
Okay,
into
don't crash.
the pit lane. Now, they
Retire in the
saw
pits
that
if you can
entire
retire.
2-1 and they couldn't keep with it. But Lund
Shut
stays
the
out
fuck
for an
up,
extra
mate.
lap. Are we going to see the Scuderia Ferrari driver keep it on the road as that's Keanu Liato again off down in turn 7?
Oh, Liato's really struggling here. We'll take a quick little look at the tyres there.
Oh.
He is on fresh tyres, so maybe struggling with the warm-up, but he was struggling earlier on in the lap when he came out. Liato just, the medium compound not firing up for him
This
as
is a
he
good
wants
timing.
him to. Everybody else starting to implement these pit stop strategies, these strategies of unknown. You saw JST and Liam Stevens boxing, as well as Joe Marquardt boxing early on off the soft compound attire. But I've got to say, for Leo Lund going that extra distance, he could be on that one-stop strategy and will have the fresher medium tyres to go the distance. Rihard Sprogis managing well with that wing damage, still sits there in P4, 8 seconds away from the front runners, but it's expected with that damage. He hasn't boxed to fix it, hasn't boxed to sort it out. He's managed to deal with it and keep on pushing on with that missing end plate, and especially on the soft tyres, doing well to manage the tyre degradation.
Yeah, doing really well to manage that tyre deg. And that one stop certainly on the cards as Keanu Lieto, unfortunately, is our first retirement
Is he here?
from the session.
Who?
And he unfortunately has
Keanu.
retired.
He retired.
Pit lane, not the
No, I
way
mean,
the man
is he in
finished
the
third
VC?
last week. Wants to
No,
get back
don't
and
think so.
return here in the streets of Baku. But as we now see at the front of the field, Leo Lund, is he going to stay out for one more? Yes, he is. Leo Lund being very bold with this strategy. He sees how much the undercut is affecting everybody behind him who's come into the pit lane already.
Okay, he didn't get DRS, I think.
To stay out. That's now going to be his 12th lap on his tyre when he comes into the pit lane.
Yep. And Joel has damage.
So crucial for him. Riyadh Sprogis now into the pit lane. And this, I think what Lund is trying to do here, Corey, is stay out as long as he's got the DRS.
More than you. 40 on one side, then 20 on the other.
And hopefully at the same time as Van
Yeah, we're gonna be stuck
in
the sector.
will just be able to soar his way up through the order. That's
He has older
what he's
tires.
hoping to do. Or another thing that could also help him here is if someone does bring out a safety car. He's gone for that long ball attempt. He's gone for that Hail Mary. And if he's able to pull off, this is going to be an excellent strategy and an excellent performance from Leo Lund, who started this race on pole position and is now eyeing up an opportunity at a race victory.
Well, he's doing very, very well to manage that soft compound of time. Like you say, staying in with the DRS is going to make it that little bit easier. He just needs to stay within that P15.
Yep.
Just needs to stay
with
that extra speed. He can manage through the corners, take it a little bit easier. But when you get down to that very long final straight, you need the slipstream and the DRS to maintain that lap time. It's crucial and it's proving vital.
How many people haven't boxed?
Well, Van Bussel now is showing the tyre difference. It's
3 on mediums.
Gap between the two. Can he break the 1 second before that detection point, or is it Leo Lund's time?
Leo Lund still out there on softs.
Slap on those mediums and go the 14 laps to the end. He's looking to line up towards the pit lane. Will it be? It's looking like it. The Ferrari finally choosing to come off that soft compound tyre and did very, very well to manage them for 12 laps here in Baku, one of the more abrasive street circuits. It could prove to be difficult,
to have any
but he's
speed.
managed it well, and the mediums go on.
Yeah, let's see now where Leo Lund comes out. Of course, there goes Liam Stevens.
Where is he going?
Tope, JSD as well might just be able to get in front of Leo Lund. Yes, he is. Danny Van Ruyten comes out behind, but he's in a massive squabble with Rens Tomasin and Diego Zorzo over 9th place currently in this Grand Prix. Van Ruyten on the outside line. Stevens able to get past Bida. Is Rapassa going to be able to follow him through? Yes, he is. They've left Tope behind the Scuderia Ferrari, and that could be oh so crucial in this race. If they're able
the
to
Ferrari ahead?
away from the rest
Leo
of
Lund,
the field
he's on
now,
fresh tires.
they've got a driver on worn tires between
But it
themselves and
wasn't.
someone on the fresh
Didn't he
tires.
start
But
on
here
mediums?
comes Tope
No.
with a ambitious lunge to the inside into turn 5.
Zaylen, the other
Able to
Ferrari,
move
started on
himself up
mediums.
into P5, wasn't able to keep him behind the Ferrari for long. The Williams is up into 5th place. Van Ruyten did come out on top with that battle with Diego Zorzo as Keaton Lutt is now in 12th place. Luckily, Leo Lund came out in front of this squabble, so for him, he was able to just avoid that time.
Yeah, I just need to get carried.
Damage to his tires as well.
The train's all connected now.
Through a good 4 or 5 cars at this Grand Prix. So as we now into turn JST, who's picked up our first 3 seconds.
JST has 3
Of
seconds.
the Grand Prix, and is now
Ahead?
looking.
Yes, he's in
to
7th.
pass McLaren, and he's still within touching distance of this leading quartet.
Warnings, a couple people in front of, 1 warning, that's it.
Medium compounded tire, but you can see Tope.
Right, I don't think I have one.
Nope.
Difference. You saw how quick he dropped 2.7 seconds and caught back up with that pack. Goes on through with Luca Rapassa. Liam Stevens just sitting behind, did not benefit from the DRS, but can he stay with them? If he stays there, he'll just extend this 3-lap disadvantage and he may be in with a chance of a podium following that brave undercut
They will
strategy.
use a lot of time
Here's
on
Alan
the middle
Beard,
sector.
13 laps on
So
the medium
Zalen's
tyres,
gonna be
as well as
slow.
Van Bussel and Leroy Brown.
Oh,
Still.
Zalan is in
Medium
this
runners
train.
yet to
Yeah, he's
box
still on
boxed.
old
and
mediums.
slap on a soft set of tyres, but with a lighter car can certainly work to their advantage. Don't need to work as hard throwing down that fuel-filled car around these corners.
Yeah, it will help those soft tyres stay alive for longer as well, so that could give them the edge over the rest of the field, and that was a brilliant move I've just seen from Van Ruyten around the outside for turn 5 on the inside for turn 6.
How many laps does he have in his tires?
Well.
He has 13 laps.
The driver of the oldest tyres in this train of cars so far. Of course.
Oh, he hasn't boxed.
Zalen hasn't. Oh, who are you talking about?
Of this train.
Van Ruyten's going for a switchback.
He is
and he's
3 laps older.
Off. That was beautiful on Bieda. We just caught that as he's coming through Castle section. Almost had the outside line and switched it back to the inside. Beautiful stuff. Van Ruyten certainly looking like a challenger, trying to throw it all out and break that 1.7 gap from Rens Thomassen ahead. Oh, he's certainly getting the elbows out here and now.
That looked like a beautiful move from Danny Van Ruyten, and now Zalan Bieder's got 3 cars breathing down his neck, but there's also going to be a move further up between Tope and Luca Rapassa. Yes, there is. Tope now takes the race lead, and look at that. Zalan Bieder been spawned by 3 cars. Kevin Magnussen,
I got the race from Danny.
Of this year, last year.
It's 2 seconds to get.
Turn 1. There's some contact between SD and Keaton Lutt as they battle over the last points-paying position in this Grand Prix. SD late
He
on
has
the
2
brakes,
laps pressure.
not willing to give an inch.
Yep.
DRS is going to be open for the pair of them as we head down into turn 3.
And no damage.
Williams driver
Unlike
comes
me.
out on top. He's able to get the drive out of the corner. He moves up into 10th place. A brilliant drive so far from the man who said earlier he did not touch this circuit so far in the game, and now he is knocking on for a good points finish. So further up the front of the field, Rens Thomassen and Liam Stevens are now going to be in a slight squabble. Of course, those tyres for Liam Stevens really are going to start to hit that cliff. And everybody
Is
else
there anyone with all the tires? I mean,
Yes, Liam Stevens in 6th. He has 4 laps older. Then you have 2 cars on mediums.
So as we head through the castle section,
Still in 1st and 2nd.
You mean like they haven't boxed?
They have not boxed.
Oh, it's much needed. Leo Lund needs to get past Rapassa.
I thought
Needs to
Liam
try
was
and
only 2
put
laps
the
older than me.
pressure on top here, who's currently in that net P1 until Van Bussel and Leroy
Yeah, it's 2.
choose to get off those medium
yeah,
2 laps older.
higher. But when those soft runners come back to attack, the final closing laps could get interesting as these medium tyres start to burn away and degrade. They've been running
didn't get more
for
damage.
at least 5 laps now. It's Tope leading the charge of these runners.
Nope.
Rens Thomassen having a run, looking to get on past Liam Stevens. Easy done with the DRS. And Rapassa now on the attack of Tope. Does get on... was that Tope on the attack of Rapassa? No, it was Rapassa on the attack of Tope. Did get on through, and it's a crucial move done and dusted now, leading in net P1.
Yeah, nicely done there from Luca Rapassa to be able to move himself into that net P1 position. Excuse me, but now they've got to look out from behind. They've got both Leo Lund and Rens Thomassen now all over their diffusers. As there's Rapassa to the inside into turn 4, not able to put it off, but going for the outside line, the long way round.
Yep.
Turn 5, extremely late on the brakes, locks up that left front, contact with Leroy Brown. That's allowed Tope to get the switch back. A brilliant opportunistic move from the
They've caught a slow
driver.
Mercedes.
Saw the chaos in front, went slow in fast.
Both Mercedes?
They've caught a slow Mercedes.
Getting those elbows out, and he says thank you very much. I'll take that second place.
They've the train in front has caught a slow Mercedes, so that they got slowed down some.
Like, but both, or only one?
Only one.
Down the back
And who's the other with slow tires?
Jerry Van Brussel's in 1st. Leroy Brown is in 7th of old tires.
No, definitely not. Do not count out Rens Thomassen. He's certainly staying there, being patient, waiting for any open door, any opportunity to come his way. But look at the run that Leo Lund has got in Sector 3. He's all over the back of Rapassa here. He could be making the move as we get down towards turn 20 now. The DRS 8 is coming his way, but can he press on and potentially get past Tope as well? Rapassa's going for it. He has to. He's under tremendous tremendous pressure from that Ferrari. It is red diving up into net P1 as Leo Lund once again takes position against his rivals behind. Rapassa had to get past on top here, had to try and defend what was a charging scarlet red Ferrari, and up to turn 2, he is leading the way.
What car is
Is he under
Bamboozle?
any form of attack from Rapassa behind?
He's
No,
in first.
not. They sit
Mercedes.
behind, waiting patiently now. 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and Leo Lund back leading the charge as it was, unless Van Bussel opts into the pits anytime soon. But he's
like 4 seconds ahead of the train, right?
Yes.
Long, extend it a little bit more. Is he waiting?
Thought he was
Potentially
slowing them
hoping for a safety car to fall onto his lap.
Leroy Brown's on old.
Dive into the
He has not
pits
pitted yet.
and maintain that P1, providing the rest of the grid will follow him in.
Yeah, let's see what the drivers do in this one. But Leo Lund, a prancing horse, gallops away once again. That gap
Tires starting to feel a bit bad.
As we now
Still
head through
9 laps to go.
and 15 for Jerry Van Bussel. He's surely got to come into the pit lane ever so shortly. Of course,
It's only 20% WOR.
20-second time loss at the very least through this pit lane here in Baku. And that gap is 5.3 seconds. Danny Van Rooten has been able to get past Leroy Brown there for 7th place in this Grand Prix, and just is able to keep within DRS range and an arm's reach of Liam Stevens. But back up to the front of the field, are we going to see Rapassa pass Lund once again? The V-Carb versus the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Are we going to see Purple go to the front of the field this time around? No, we are not, as he heads into turn 1. Top able to keep Renz to Masson at bay in all of this, of course.
Van Bussel pitted.
Does
Liam have damage or something?
Oh, so crucial at the end of this Grand Prix. Van Bussel is now into the pit lane. Where does he come out
Not sure.
all of this? Down in 13th place. He's got a lot of work on his hands. A total of 11.7 seconds to catch up to Leo Lund if he wants any chance of winning this Grand Prix. The two McLarens actually swap places, and here comes Jerry Van Bussel and the pair of them to move himself up into 11th place already. Not wasting time being stuck behind the two Papaya McLarens, and this is going to get very spicy indeed as Danny Van Rooten was able to get past Liam Stevens as well. We've got 2 separate trains, 2 separate battles, and Leo Lund still leading the way. And that gap just sticking around 0.6 of a second for now. But through the middle sector, Lund, he's just lightning quick in that Ferrari.
Oh, he certainly got the grip coming through the second sector. The way he's handling those turns, especially firing up through Castle,
car.
he's got to be running
Box
a
for
little bit higher
mediums.
downforce and
Virtual.
behind. Of course, when we get to that
virtual?
left-hander, you see the time start to drop. Rapassa having the
I think you'd stay out. I don't know.
Speed, but he's broke a second. What's virtual safety car? What has happened? Rihar Sprung is out of the session.
Who knows?
Oh, this is changing things.
10 seconds. Can you make it up?
He certainly does. And, Van
10
Bussel will be
seconds.
kicking himself.
I don't know.
Oh, you will. He's
Van
just
Bussel,
boxed.
who came
I'm
in
gonna stay with
just
Danny.
1 lap
I'll
ago, will be kicking himself. 1 lap longer, he would have been in the prime position to win this Grand Prix. I think we're about to go back to racing speed ever so shortly, but what Sprogis did, hit the wall at the castle section.
He
went
probably
through the
break
first part nicely,
the
but
DRS
a
from
little
too
wall
far.
that sticks out on the left-hand side just as you're trying to enter into the right-hander of turn 11. Just must have clipped that, and unfortunately,
I need to
took off
stay
his front
a
tyre.
bit longer.
He is out of the Grand Prix. We do see some drivers into the pit lane though. That's Liam Stevens and Leroy Brown. But for Jerry Van Bussel, that is going to be a kick in the teeth. The Mercedes driver who came in a lap ago.
Oh shit.
1 lap is all he needed, and he would have been on the back of this train as we go racing once again here in the streets of Azerbaijan.
We are green flags once again with a 6th, 10th gap as we approach Leo Lund's favourite part of the circuit. Is it enough to break DRS as he fires it up towards Castle now? You see the tense gain though as he comes through the slower speed corners, just has the aerodynamics, has
so
the
tough.
downforce to push on through. But as we get to that double
break.
left-hander, the
He will
time
break it.
starts to drop back down now as Rapassa gets the speed going in that V-carb. The Ferrari
he broke
looking
his front wing.
strong in Sector 3. Can he do anything about it? Can he
Done it.
break the DRS when it is needed most? But we do have the straights are at 16, 17, 18 and 19 before you get to the DRS on 20. And
Yeah, but
Rapasa
GG's,
having
we're
the
not
quicker
catching
car,
ahead.
that extra straight line speed. It's looking close. It's very, very close.
Best,
Almost
we can do
breaking within a
65,
second.
which is
But I
good.
don't think Leo Lunda's done enough. Rapasa burning much needed battery to just stay within it and try and close back down on his rival ahead. Oh, that could have been extraordinary if Leo Lund could have pulled that off. But top here is out of a second.
Ideal.
Yeah, the top two now starting to break away, and there goes Diego's also to the inside of Van Rooten, goes deep. That's allowed the switchback opportunity for
Why
the V-carb.
would you lose time like this? Just go,
to try and
bro.
make his way through in this battle.
That's
There
it,
we see Van
se apuesta
Rooten
por el tiempo
on
por
the
la cara.
inside line of Zorzo, tried getting the up and under, was able to pull that one off, but here comes Lutz
No
to
pasar,
the
tío,
inside
digamos que
line.
tienes
Is he going to be
daño.
able to get past the V-carb as well after starting down in 20th
Did Jerry
place?
box
Yes.
under virtual?
He's now
Oh my
knocking on the
god.
door of a
Yeah, he's
top
winning.
5 finish in this Grand Prix, and potentially, if something disastrous happens in front of him, a top 4 finish in this Grand Prix. It's been a brilliant race from the Williams man. He has shown his class around the capital of Azerbaijan.
He boxed all that before.
These city streets.
I just broke my front wing even more with Keanu. What?
55%.
Once again.
I didn't even touch
here
him.
we see now, Corey, Leo Lund, 1.1 seconds clear of Luca Rapasa, heading into turn 15. I don't think the V-carb this time around will be able to work his way and wiggle back into that gap of under 1 second.
Oh! Big snap from Leo
Another
Lund
one.
there. Struggling, just too much curb, but he didn't lose out too much time. Rapasa
Please full
is going to
safety
be
car.
well without
Night
that
box, change the
DRS.
front wing.
And Leo Lund
Yeah.
is going to press on. We have another virtual safety
it's
car.
not.
That's got to be carbon on the track.
How has
We
there
see a
not
stopped
been
V-carb
a
coming
single
out
safety car?
of, what's that, turn 12, turn 11 there. Oh, he gets moving again. Is it Daniel Gottschalk? I think it is.
I think it was Ryan Grob actually.
Finishing.
Turn 4.
Oh, was it?
Turn 3, sorry. I just saw the Haas go straight on. I don't know if he's missing his front wing. I think he is. So yeah, I think it was Ryan Grob who's brought out this virtual safety car in the Haas. And we go racing once again down the back straight. But crucially for Rapasa, even with that
Yeah,
virtual
no, it
safety
doesn't
car,
turn.
still wasn't able to break into that 1 second
No,
window.
Larry, not here.
No, it could have benefited him the most there, and then gaining back some of that delta time. You know, the virtual safety car gives you a strict delta to follow, and you can gain or lose tenths depending on where you are on the circuit. But for Rapasa, he gained about two
Now I
and a
can
half
feel the
tenths,
tires.
just 2.5 tenths shy of DRS.
The
He
damage
would have
as
been
well.
3.5 tenths. He would have had it. But for Leo Lund, now here he comes, Sector 2, to bridge that gap ever further from Rapasa's clutches, and another victory. Could have made it 2 in a row in this mystery season. But Leo Lund certainly bringing a spanner to the works. But for Rapasa, being a good finish here, will maintain the lead of the championship with this P2 finish.
It certainly will, and I mean, anything can happen as Ryan Grob now retires in the pit lane. Anything can happen in these last 5 laps of this Grand Prix, but Rapasa with a lot of inside curb there into turn 4. That's going to affect his run massively. Could put him under
Much
pressure from both
solar.
Renz, Tomassen and Top A
Larry's
as well.
tires.
Leo Lund, he gains that time through that middle sector. The commitment he shows in the castle section, the way the car just danced through the gap, threading the
2
needle.
laps fresher.
He just has so much commitment
yeah.
through there. He has just
I'm
got
letting
that
go.
part of the circuit locked down to a T. But here has now dropped that gap from 1.7. It's now down to a second. What just happened to Leo Lund down that main straight?
Maybe Leo Lund just struggling with exit on turn 1, maybe even turn 2.
Yeah, they
cost
might
him a couple
catch,
of tenths,
actually.
but he's still
I'll inbox
comfortably
under a virtual
outside
safety
of
car.
that DRS
The unboxed.
threat. Leroy
Yeah,
with a big
and Leo
fast
was-
lap on that soft compound tyre, going for the alternate strategy
What is
over
that?
pretty much
He was a second faster
80%
last lap.
of the grid.
That went straight.
We covered the strategy to play for. Can he claw back some points?
That was a Red Bull.
He's only P11. 2.4 seconds to Liam Stevens. Soft compound tyre, 4 laps to go. Leroy Brown, if he can make it work, could potentially pull back to P10 at least.
I could potentially see a P9 on the cards here for Leroy Brown if he's able to hustle that Mercedes a little bit quicker. And for Jerry Van Bussel, he's now just trying to close down that gap between himself and the top 4, but it won't be enough. And look at that gap Leo Lund now has over Luca Rapassa. 2
So hard to stay
seconds is that
with them.
advantage. Just sheer domination from Leo Lund in this Grand Prix as ST now picks up a 3
Jerry's gone.
time penalty. So let's look
Liam has
at
got
this battle
2 seconds this lap, I
for
think.
the second step on the podium. Of course, this is a squabble for all for the bottom 2 steps on the podium, should I really say, in this one, because third place is still undecided as well. As you see, Rens Tomasson just pushing top 8 through, as there we see one car to the left and to the right of the V car. And look at Tomasson with that overspeed. Straight
Beat
up
Leo
into
Lund.
second place. Late on the brakes, on the racing line. Thank you very much. I'll move up into second, lads. And now I'll try streak clear and hunt down the Ferrari of Leo Lund. But with the sheer commitment,
I'm just gonna chill and try to get P6.
Extremely difficult to do. Oh, and unfortunately for Van Rooten, the man who started 4th in this race,
He was 1.5 seconds faster last lap.
From the session, and another DNF to his name. He could have maybe fought back in the championship ever so slightly after
So he's not gonna catch.
But it's another disappointment for him. He has his second DNF of the season.
4 drivers not finishing this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This season of unknown is certainly throwing drivers off, catching them off guard in tracks that they have
now
not
he has no
prepared
DRS.
for. But one driver certainly making the most of that. Keanu Lutz, credit where credit is due, has not even driven the track on this game cycle, and here he comes just through sheer track knowledge over his racing years, in his racing seasons. Can push from last to P6 by lap 23. What a run for Keanu Lutz. For the rest of the grid, and especially those unable to finish the Grand Prix tonight, struggles all around. And now that you've not got the hard compound to your advantage, you're struggling a little bit more, as these tyres are in a much worse place than you're used to.
Yeah, Liam got
been a lot higher than you're used to driving on.
This lap.
As we see a move between Top and Rapassa fighting it out down the main stretch. They come across the line to start lap 24. Rapassa going on to take the final podium spot as it stands.
Yep, he certainly is, with 3 laps to go in this one.
It's 1.5.
In the span of 2 laps, he's brought that gap down at between himself and the second, third, and fourth train.
Oh yeah, he lost a lot in the straight.
5 seconds from about what was 7, so 2 seconds he's gained over the past couple of laps. So very good drive so far from Van Bussel, but he'll be thinking what could have been if he stayed out that extra lap. He certainly would be squabbling with Leo Lund, surely, at this stage of the race. But we now head through that middle sector once more.
But even with the virtual, Jerry has been able to catch the front back. Submit is so much better.
So you can break that DRS, but it just isn't seeming like enough so far. We head through the castle section.
I have 0 warnings, right?
Just make a little slip up on the brakes, maybe.
Correct,
0.
0.
Too hot? No, they are not. Let's see how much Van Bussel gains through this part of
car in front is 2.
Soft compounded tires. Gains about 2/10 of
car
a
in front.
second
Yeah.
over the trio in front of him as we now head into turn 15. Once more, JS
So just push him off.
has dropped down 2 places now behind his teammate and Justin Ertz, who's now squabbling over 11th place in the Kicksabber with JST's teammate Joel Marquardt. We now see at the front of the field as well. Here comes top 8 on Luca Rapassa. Is he going to be able to get by? That is the question.
3.7.
But luckily for Rapassa,
he might catch
that
actually.
rear wing open.
Yeah, I think he's gonna catch.
Rapassa able to use that as a defensive
like last lap.
in this instance,
he'll be there.
Tool,
he may not be able to get past.
That's the only thing he needs.
Who does not get on through as we start the penultimate lap.
And he's losing time here.
Round 2, Azerbaijan Mystery Grand Prix. Leo Lund 3.5 seconds clear. Certainly showing dominance through Castle section. Just has the confidence to launch the car up that incline. But
it's only 1.3 he gained. He'll be fine.
Truly on as the drivers prepare themselves for that final lap, recharging the batteries, getting their deployment set, and hoping that they have the tyre life to do what they want the car to do, to send it in the most outrageous way, to take the positions away. Because for podium positions, to get your start of the season off to a bang, you want to be on the top step. You want maximum points and damage limitation, especially Luca Rapassa currently leading as he gets under threat from Leo Lund who didn't have the best time out in Monaco, but he's certainly setting the premise and domination here in Baku.
He certainly is. This is a yellow flag in sector 1. That is for JST, or is it both McLarens that have gone off? I think it's actually both McLarens. That went off into turn 4, so a little bit of papaya destruction there, unfortunately for them, who were on the fringes of the points. But then, it is the top 2 in the championship, squabbling over the last podium place.
Yeah,
Top 8
so
finished
wide.
second last time out, so if he can gain a few points in Rapasa, he would certainly love to do so. Here we go then, down at the main straight for the ultimate time. It's all going to be about this run to the line on the final lap. Is anyone going to go for the move? Here comes Rapasa onto Masson. Here comes Tope as well, following him in tow. Is he going to be able to get the move done on the brakes, the Williams driver? Yes, he is, as he's got to Masson still on the outside, going for the up and under. There is Rapasa really holding up Tope behind him, as he's got, of course, to Masson looming large in the mirrors. Zorzo able to get past both Lutz and Tulki in all of this as well. He's been able to move himself up into 6th place. So brilliant there for Diego Zorzo. But we look further up at this battle for the 2nd and 3rd step on the podium. So Rapasa goes deep into turn number 3. As we head through turn 4 now, it's a yellow flag once again. It's for the McLaren of JST, as Keaton Lutt is able to get back past Diego Zorzo into turn 3. Both Williams drivers on the attack in this final lap. Who are they both going to be able to keep the positions they're looking for? So for Tope, it's all about following down through the castle section and then down the hill, down that main straight. Is he going to be able to hold on for enough, as Rapasa is just really backing him up here? He wants to just try save as much battery as possible and try force Tope into that overtake, of course, with Renz Thomason behind him. But we can't count out the man who has absolutely dominated this Grand Prix. If you want someone who's fearless, call this man up. The castle section is where he is king, and here in the streets of Baku, he has just etched his name.
No,
into
don't play
history.
no games,
He's going to win here in PC Tier 2 for the first time this season, and Leo Lund, it's been sheer domination. Pole position in qualifying, domination in the race. The Scarlet Red Ferrari crosses the line to win here in Baku. Who's going to get 2nd place? It's going to be Rapasa at the line to take 2nd place. Tomason doesn't get
Let's go. I got it.
Yeah.
That feels like a victory, man. Vamos. ¿Qué ha pasado que estás tan atrás? No hay ritmo, o sea, han cortado el tren en la vuelta 6, 7 y let's go.
But look at the gap between Zorzo and Liam Stevens, just over a 10th of a second, separating 4 cars.
Absolute drag race to the line for P3, P2, and even all the way for P6. 4 cars fighting it out towards the line. A huge drag race down this huge back straight again. Oh, for
with damage and with all the tires, it was
another
just
drag race to the
impossible. I barely kept up with them. So beating them on track is, yeah, great. P6 should be 8 points. So I should have 20 points in the championship now. Nice.
Yeah.
Sí, bueno, Iron roto 2 veces, 55% ha dicho. Nardi, tío.